Welcome to Teach with Mr. Hawkins. Today it's Song 1. We'll explain what we're doing before I talk about the song. A song can be a text, and text is what a teacher, usually it's in reference to a book or words on a page, but it doesn't have to be. Lots of different things can be your text, and in this time with so many people at home, being able to access song lyrics online or dig out songs, maybe you have a record collection, CD collection or something at home, there's ways to get song lyrics. And song lyrics are a lot like poems. There's a lot of connections between those two forms of writing. So they're a very valid type of text to use. Our first song is one you may have heard of called Let It Go. And what we're going to do is we're going to do something called a graffiti response. And in a graffiti response, you actually print out the lyrics on a sheet, and you might shorten it, you might only give a selection of the lyrics. It depends on the age you're working with and if you're trying to hide details or not. A lot of times working with students, I might not let them know the title of it to give it away. I might take the chorus out because sometimes that gives it away. If you cut the chorus out of some things, they no longer look like a song. And then the students don't even realize what they're reading. And you can get different answers from them doing it. If we look at my graffiti response, you'll see lots of questions and wonderings as I go. I circle words and phrases so I know what part of my comment connects to. One part it says slam the door. I underlined, I wrote anger, as my idea was that doors get slammed in anger. Later I write she is free, because the words are talking about one's control. I make pop culture references at the point where it says past is in the past, because to me that sounds a lot like Kylo Ren from the one Star Wars movie. And that's the thing. My pop culture reference, or what I bring to it, would be totally different than someone else's. This activity can be done by more than one student, and if you do that, they can compare, they can get together and talk about their answers. One thing I've had them do is get an answer from another student and they write it on their page, but then they put the other student's name after it, like a quote, so then I've got that person's idea on my page. Sometimes as a teacher you might say, I want you to get 3 other people's idea on your page. And there's an accountability piece there. Other times you would have them revise their work or go about with a different color. You could have them work as partners. 2 students working together, one writes in red, one writes in blue, and then at least they're both accountable for putting something on the page and working together and talking about it to do it. Now, because you're using a song, let's say you started with the lyrics and all the students had was the lyrics on a paper, and they do this response with one color. Then you could play the music and have them write in a different color. Any new thoughts, new ideas, how hearing it as sung or with instrumentation, does it change anything for them? A lot of times it will, because there's mood with music. And then you could do it a third time with color. You could show them the video if there is one, because intentionally videos either match or don't match the song that they're put with. So you've done this graffiti response to whatever level or degree you did it. What do you do with it? Well, you can keep them in a binder and then they can connect them back and forth, or you might take it as your rough notes for a reading response. So for example, in my Let It Go one, I might pick a piece out of here that I'm going to incorporate in a reading response. And what's nice about it is I have my proof, which is the lyrics of the song, and my ideas, which are the scribbles, and I can put them together to develop my paragraph. So, and a reading response is kind of like you're writing a letter to someone explaining your idea. So I really like the part, I said superhero. So I could say, I felt that the person singing the song or saying the words was like a superhero. I think this because they said they had powers that went from into the air into the ground. And that sounds like a magician or a superhero to me. It's not what real people are able to do. Reading response journals can have follow-up questions. A few examples. 1. Can you make a personal connection to the text? 2. Does this text remind you of any other text? 3. Does this text have an important message? Who is this message important to? And yet we could go on from there with lots more questions, but we're trying to keep these videos tight and useful. Let It Go is a good example of a song. You could change it to a different song. It's the way of using it that we're trying to really share with you today in this video. Please subscribe. Again, that's what motivates us to make more of these videos, and hope this was helpful. Thank you very much.